Gurukulam or a Gurukula is a place where the Guru lives and where the disciples or students or learners or seekers of knowledge, they go to the Guru, reside there, live with the Guru in order to learn. Guru is a person that shows us the path of light and removes the darkness from our life. What is this darkness? This darkness is of ignorance. In all our lives, we are just caught up with this darkness of not knowing, and that is the darkness that engulfs our life, because of which we go through various experiences of happiness and sorrow. And so we go to the Guru to remove the ignorance of our life that grips us, that doesn't allow us to experience the truth or the light of the self. And we go and we stay in the presence of that Master in order to learn. And therefore we live and participate in all the activities in the Gurukulam. The students used to go and live there for long periods of time till their education was complete. There were no hurry to go home and celebrate Diwali or Christmas. And they would leave their homes, leave their parents, and go back only when the education was complete. And there they lived as family members. And therefore they participated in everything from morning to night. So there used to be sessions, learning sessions. But what is a learning when the Guru is present? Is there a special session that will happen? Not really. Just being in the presence of the Master and observing is learning. In a university, we are not taught by the teachers, professors. We have a inquisitiveness, a curiosity to learn, and we ask the relevant questions to the teacher. And we glean the information from the knowledge from the teacher. So the key of learning is never in the hands of the teacher. The key of learning is in the hands of the student. If the student is not interested to learn, no teacher in the world can teach that student. If the student is already full of ideas and opinions and things of the world, when the cup is already full, there is nothing that the teacher can fill into that cup. Only when you empty yourself up, and only when you are willing to learn all that the teacher is giving us, to assimilate and then to practice over there in the presence of the teacher, we will not learn anything. We don't learn anything from the Guru. And there is not one learning that the teacher or the Guru gives in a day. In every action of the teacher, there is a learning. For the one who is an astute observer, is looking at even the glances of the teacher, is looking at every body movements of the teacher, is there looking at every word that he speaks or she speaks, is not uttered casually. There is no casuality in a teacher. Though we, because of our training and our conditioning, we take things lightly, we laugh about them. Even when the teacher jokes with us, the teacher is trying to tell us something much more deeper. But we fail to grasp it because we're just not ready. We want comforts. In Gurukula, the students were never made comfortable. They were made to accept every circumstance, everything that was coming their way. Every day is a new experience. Every day there is an uncertainty of what will happen today. And in that uncertainty lied the joy of life. Not knowing, there was no predictability, there was no timetable. Morning 8 o'clock assembly, 9 o'clock break, history, geography, politics, economics, periods. No. Because we have not come to a Gurukulam to learn about all this knowledge of the world. We've come here to experience wisdom. And the difference between knowledge and wisdom is that knowledge is what is passed on by the Guru to the student. Even when the disciple or the student receives that knowledge, it is still borrowed knowledge. It is a knowledge given to the student by the Guru. But every student needs to make this knowledge their own. And the only way to make it your own is to practice it and experience it firsthand. Only when you experience it will you truly understand from within what the Guru actually meant. Because when the Guru is giving us an information, it is still subject to your interpretation. And because you are operating from your mind, your interpretation in the first instance is always bound to be wrong, incorrect, judgmental. But when you start practicing the knowledge, and then you start getting your own experiences, and as you keep practicing, more and more experiences come, is then when you get a realization from within. And that then becomes wisdom. So a knowledge which is borrowed, which is given to us from another source, becomes wisdom on the touchstone of experience. Prataksha Praman, direct evidence, direct experience, first-hand experience. No borrowed things. You borrow some clothes from somebody to wear for a party. Till you wear it, those clothes belong to your friend. But when you wear and go for the party, it's now your clothes because you're wearing it and you experience what it feels to wear those clothes. Then only you will know whether those clothes are comfortable and you look pretty in them or not. Next time you should borrow that or something else. So that is the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is borrowed, wisdom is your own. And we all have come to be part of a Gurukulam, where if we forget why we are here, why we go to a Gurukulam, we get deluded. And we want to fall into a comfortable routine, because we are basically comfort seekers. We want to be comfortable all the time. And when we become comfortable, we become lazy. And we are lazy by nature. In essence, human beings are lazy. They were always seeking comfort. First they get a chair. First they used to sit on the floor. Then they started to get chairs. Then they started to build sofas. And then they now have recliners. I also have this. We just want to become lazier and lazier and lazier. As a race, that's been our doomsday, because we just want to be comfortable. My bed, my room, my table, my this, my that. And therefore, the yearning is for these things rather than yearning for... And there is no impatience to acquire that. Anywhere we go, we just want to be comfortable. So this is what a Gurukulam is. And in a Gurukulam, all the time, there is some activity going on. There are new students coming. We are preparing for them. How we welcome them, how we love them is part of the learning. How we take care of everybody. Atithi Devo Bhava. So in a Gurukula, the first principle is Atithi Devo Bhava. That guest is God. Whoever comes. Who does this Gurukulam belong to? Not the Guru, not the student. It belongs collectively to everybody. Because unless we experience this oneness, this collective consciousness, we'll always keep separating. And when we welcome everybody with open arms, no matter who comes to the door is welcome. And when we serve them with that love and devotion, there is a huge learning that takes place. When you leave your comfort for the comfort of others, to make others experience that, the joy in that giving is what makes us grow, makes us wiser in love. You know, those wrinkles of a grandmother and that gentleness on the face of the grandmother and the smile she gives, that comes only by giving. Remember the grandmothers who used to always keep giving all the time. It comes not by taking. Their hands were always raised in giving something to everybody. So the principle is give and only give, without thinking of getting anything. So in the Gurukulam, you cook together, you learn together, you walk together, you sing and dance together. You go through everything together. And in that togetherness, if you are observing as an astute learner, you will grasp everything. The words are not important, the actions are more important. In every act, there is a learning. And when you become a learner who's willing to learn from everyone, that is when you really start growing. I learned from the taxi driver I learn from the person who is giving you tickets at the airport. I learn from the person who brings your luggage. I learn from the auto driver who I meet. There is something that each one is trying to give. If you are attentive, then life is showing you so much all the time. But for that you have to be silent. Then only you can observe. If you're full and you want to just keep sending WhatsApp messages, and if you want to just keep saying what you are feeling, you'll never get it. You have to completely go silent inside. And whatever is happening inside, you just observe it. You do not pay attention to it. Whatever thoughts, whatever urgings are coming to you, control it. Do not pay heed. And if you are here in a Gurukulam, when you leave, you're still thinking of people back home, still thinking of what's going on in their world, and still craving for it, and still picking up the phone and still talking to them every day, I assure you, you will learn nothing. Because you are neither here nor you are there. We are physically staying in a Gurukulam, but we are mentally with our loved ones. You're just wasting time when you come with this kind of bent of mind. You're not able to sacrifice anything, you will get no knowledge, you will not become wise. If you think physical discomforts being given away is a sacrifice, it is not. Sacrifice is giving up all that is dear to you, all that pulls you, all that you're used to, all that you're attached to. Because our goal becomes hazy. We've done Atma Chalisa, we've done Atma Chalisa revisited, but we just don't get it. We don't reflect what really is our goal. And we don't think what's coming in the way. Anybody who's a serious student would just say anything which is coming in the way, would remove it ruthlessly, cut it with a sword, just like Ramakrishna did. So this is why we come to a Gurukula. You all are here in a Gurukula, whether you understand, realize or not. And the ready student gets it without even coming actually, or comes, treasures every second is given to them. And what is the graduation ceremony for a student who passes out? It's when others tell you that it's not what I experienced through your eyes, what I experienced through the eyes of others. I see that light now coming in others. Why it is coming in some and not in everyone? Find the answer to that question. Inquire, investigate. Even though you have been told about it, but you will not listen. Because you are caught up in our own world. This is the illusion. You know everything, you are told everything, you are shown the path, but you are still caught up. And then we say it is not happening. Why is there a delay? Ask yourself. Like somebody said yesterday, I know I have taken responsibility. I know it's in my hand and I am going to do it. Stop putting it on others. Bad student finds faults with everything. Finds faults with the teachers, finds faults with the Gurukula, facilities, everything. A good student sees everything as a blessing and as a great opportunity. He's enthusiastic about everything and says, amazing. Just to be here just to be in the Gurukulam, to be accepted by the Guru. As Kabir says, that to find a teacher like that, even if you have to give your head as a sacrifice, they say it's a cheap bargain. You do not value what you are getting. Therefore, no value comes to us. We have conditional love. We love. But when the real sacrifice is asked for, so it's all we're holding back. It's just knowing fully well, no one can take this real wealth of ours away from us. Nobody can rob us. Nobody can take us. Our trust is conditional. And we hear this from the Master every day. But just doesn't go in. I wonder. And then they say, so that's a Gurukulam. And the Gurukulam is made not just by the Guru. What's the use of a Guru when there are no students? So they will come. Guru living together in a place with the students is a Gurukulam. Anyone by themselves does not make it a Gurukulam. What is a Gurukulam where there is no learning taking place? Living in the proximity of a Guru is a Gurukulam. It is not reciting scriptures. It is not reciting mantras. It is not writing things in Sanskrit. We are deluded in these outer things. People have been yearning for their lives to be in the presence of a living Master. And those who get the opportunity do not put value to it. That is the tragedy. As we say, there are two halves, the haves and the have-nots. Those who have it have no value for it, and those who don't have it are yearning for it. As the great poet said, "Kabhi kisi ko mukammal jahan nahi milta." Nobody gets to experience this completeness of this world. So that is the point to reflect upon, and each should be free to make their own path.